What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Now kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me. So in my last video, we talked about how the starting lineup could see a shift. Ashlyn Watkins is making a case to be a starter for South Carolina, and we're just wondering, could Dawn Staley keep her on the bench? Could she possibly keep her coming off the bench after the stellar play we've seen her display in Kamilla Cardoso's absence over these two games? Well, we got our answer today. And I saw online, I got to share it with y'all, something that Dawn Staley said on her weekly coaching show. But before we get into all that, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button for all the latest and the greatest. And join our memberships. We got that exclusive content coming daily, weekly, whenever you need it. Now, let's get into it.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So it was reported on X that Dawn Staley on her call-in show said she spoke with Ashlyn Watkins today. Staley told Watkins if Cardoso recovers from her travels in time for Thursday's game at Tennessee, USC will use its typical starting five of Pow, Hall, Johnson, Kitts, and Cardoso. Reportedly, Watkins' response, "I want sixth player of the year." Ooh, she's following in the footsteps of some of the greats before her, like Kamilla Cardoso, who won that sixth Woman of the Year award, sixth Player of the Year in the SEC. And Watkins has just continued, and we talked about it. She's continued to just show flashes and blossom to that superstar we expect her to be. And I think we can appreciate that not only is her time now, but it is in the future too. Now, coming off the bench, she's taking it with great stride. And that's not to say she's not going to get starter minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because there have been times where she's played more minutes than Chloe Kitts. So, I see her getting an uptick in minutes regardless. I mean, you just can't leave Swatkins on the bench too long. She's doing a little too much. But this is a great problem for South Carolina, man. Just an embarrassment of riches that teams and programs around the nation would fight and claw for, to have these problems, would wish upon a shooting star to have the depth and talent that Coach Dawn Staley and these Gamecocks have. They remain undefeated, got the big win over UConn. They're getting back to SEC play, and they take on Rickea Jackson and Tennessee, who have been a feel-good story. They're a team that has seen some ups and downs, but it seems like they're starting to find a rhythm. Tennessee comes into this contest winning 3 of their last 4 SEC matchups. Rickea Jackson leads the way, and she's definitely like a player of the year, first team All-American type player, averaging 18.6, 8 boards, and 2 assists. And I'm very excited to see her, just her versatile skill set, being able to get it off the dribble, beat bigger defenders, blow past them, get to the cup, or bully, finish through smaller defenders. She can shoot the 3, spread the floor. She can score it in a variety of ways. She's one of the most versatile players in the nation, and just really an elite scorer at her position, man. She plays on the wing. She can play down low. She's aggressive on the boards. And, I'm just a big fan of her game. She's one of my favorite players in the nation. You got Jewel Spear, their leading scorer in the backcourt, averaging 13 points, 4 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Sarah Puckett, also in that backcourt, averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, shooting 46% from the field. You also got Jasmine Powell in that backcourt, who's averaging almost double figures, almost 10 points, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists. The Swiss Army knife of the group, does a little bit of everything. And, bottom line, they're going to need this backcourt to make shots and really get Rickea Jackson involved, feed her the basketball, run that pick and roll, find her in her sweet spots to score the basketball. They need her to have a big game, but she is going to have her hands full with that South Carolina front court, man. Chloe Kitts, Kamilla Cardoso comes back, your leading rebounder and shot blocker after a very impressive performance with her Brazil team. You still got Ashlyn Watkins coming off the bench. This front court is just deep. They're long, they're athletic, they're physical, and they're smart. High basketball IQ, and you gotta respect it, man. Depth wins games. They wear bigs down. Rakia Jackson, I think we'll get hers. She's one of those players that plays in, she performs in big time games. She's been a pillar at Tennessee for some years now. One of the best players in the country that may not get all the praise that she deserves. She had a really good run with Team USA this year over the summer, led them in scoring. And like we said, just a Swiss Army knife, can shoot it, can get it off the dribbles, got that agility, that ball skill. You know what I'm saying? She can play powerful, use that size to really just initiate contact and get herself to the free throw line. She's skilled, man. This is going to be one of the best players that South Carolina has seen on the court. But we've seen them pass every test so far this year. They remain the only undefeated team in the nation and look like a runaway candidate for the national championship. They've been a tier above everybody else, and I don't expect anything less in this contest but for them to go and put in that work and stand on business and dominate this Tennessee squad, man. South Carolina just too much firepower, man. Too much firepower. Tennessee, they're a proud program. They've got talent. They're going to fight. You know what I'm saying? They've got that championship DNA of the past. But, man, these are far from the Pat Summit days. And this South Carolina team this year is just built completely different. So much depth, especially in the front court, but especially in the back court too, man. We mentioned Bree Hall, Tahina Powell, Raven Johnson, Malaysia Fulwiley, Tessa Johnson shooting that rock. She's gotten to the swing of things lately. It's just a lot of depth, man. But there is one piece missing from that front court, and that's the freshman out of Bradenton, Florida, out of IMG Academy, Sahnya. It was announced about a week ago that she was not going to be with the team, that she was suspended indefinitely for conduct detrimental to the team. We still haven't really gotten specifics on exactly what happened, but something I do want to point out is during the UConn game, we did see some footage I saw where Ja was spotted in the student section. You know what I'm saying? Teed up with the rest of the arena, out there with the fans, with friends, and her teammates came over there and embraced her, showed her a lot of love, showed her a lot of support. So it's nice to see that they still have her back. She's still around the program in some capacity. And Coach Staley made it known that it was going to be a day-to-day thing with her opportunity to work herself back onto the team and possibly back onto the court within this rotation. So looking at Josh, she's seen some, playing time in short stints. On the year, the freshman is averaging 3.1 points, 2 rebounds, almost an assist per game. And that's through 6 games. You know what I'm saying? She's averaging 6.8 minutes a game. She's young. There's a lot of potential there. And that's a player that is going to, hopefully have a bright future at South Carolina. That's a player that could be one of the foundational pieces of this team in the next couple of years, depending on how this all plays out. But seeing that she is getting early playing time as a freshman with some All-Americans and potential first-round draft picks in front of her, it says a lot about her. And I think it says a lot about her character, with her still out there cheering her teammates on and supporting them and wanting to see them be great, even if she can't be a direct part of it right now. But we still don't know exactly what happened or what's going on with the situation. So we'll keep an eye out for updates on just, what's going on with that. And this isn't a major loss, but it is something interesting, an interesting side piece, a little tidbit to keep in mind. But yeah, this South Carolina team, man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what we've been seeing. I mean, pure dominance through 20-plus games. I mean, they've been running away with it. Every contest, just dismantling teams. They've got another gear that nobody else has seemed to really be able to keep up with. LSU had them on the ropes, couldn't quite finish them off. We know how that one ended. So it's South Carolina's world right now. Coach Don Staley has a machine behind her, and they are doing some great things. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments, though. Holler at your boy, man. What are y'all expecting from this Tennessee matchup, man? We know Tennessee is going to try to play fast. They got versatility. They've got some athletes. They've got some scorers. And they have played South Carolina close in the past. We know that much. But this is a different group. And this South Carolina team has a different level of focus right now. You can feel it. You can feel the intensity when you watch them on the court. This group is just different. So I'm expecting, things to possibly get ugly, man. Tennessee's a good feel-good story. They've had some ups and downs. They've battled some injuries. Rickea Jackson in particular has battled some injuries, but it seems like they're getting things back on track. So good for them. But this matchup against South Carolina, man, it's a juggernaut. It's like walking into a buzzsaw. You go out there and you try to give it your best shot and hope something good happens and hope South Carolina is missing shots. Because other than that, man, I don't see the Vols really standing much of a chance in this contest. But y'all let me know. Y'all holler at your boy. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, hey, we out.